An important financial week for the country. The Monetary Policy Committee of the Reserve Bank is set to announce its latest rates decision later this week. Let's not speculate on how this will go, but rather speak to someone with the expertise. We joined in our Cape Town studios this morning by Economist Professor Bonke Dumisa. Professor Dumisa, thank you very much for your time this morning. From the kind of speculation one has been reading about and some analysis from some other commentators and investment economists, are we likely to see a cut in the interest rates by 25 basis points?
My answer to that is we are highly unlikely to see a cut on that 6.7% current repo rate. And there are reasons why I am saying we are unlikely to see that. You must remember that when they cut those interest rates, the repo rate to 6.75%, the rand was doing somehow better than it is doing now. The petrol price was somehow better than it is now. So when they consider these interest rate cuts, they look at the rand movements. They also look at the oil price. The oil price has moved at the time when they cut it on the 20th of July 2017. The petrol price was $46, and today, this morning, it was at 55.4 US dollars. That's a very significant thing, and it's going to have a significant negative effect on our inflation in South Africa. Yes, the inflation rate in South Africa, the CPI, has come down to 4.6%. However, if ever the petrol price keeps on going up like this and the rand continues to lose value against the US dollar, then that does not really look good for our potential inflationary outlook. However, I believe that they are going to leave that repo rate at 6.75% unchanged for now.
Okay, but the balance of risk in terms of the political uncertainty as well, you think would be a factor in that decision, or is it just mainly the factors you've just outlined to us? I think it's just the factors that I've just highlighted, because you must remember that the major mandate of the South African Reserve Bank is to look at monetary stability, and those are the major things. So I am sure they are going to leave the repo rate unchanged on Thursday. Well, some commentators were hoping. Yeah, some commentators were hoping that the cycle that we've been through in terms of higher rates, and that the Reserve Bank might begin to loosen its hold on that we might see another 25 basis points in September. But your view is obviously very different. So we shouldn't really be optimistic that come Thursday this week we're going to see another 25 basis point reduction.
I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news. You must also remember that when they look at this, they also look at the interest rate differentials. And the interest rates in the European Union, the USA, the UK, etc. remain the same. And hence, they have got to keep that one, because the bigger it is and the longer they keep it larger, then you've got more financial inflows into South Africa, which boosts the rand.
Okay, well, very clear there indeed. Well, we'll see what happens on Thursday. While I have you, Professor Dumisa, in our studio this morning, I've seen some reports in the media about you commenting on the KPMG saga. And while I've got you, I'd just like to hear your views now that SARS has come out.
Can I not? I came here to deal with the predictions for Thursday. When you pull me to the KPMG thing, it's another topic, because one has got to be very objective when dealing with these things. The major thing I can say on the KPMG thing is that on the issue of the intellectual property, I happen to agree with SARS that when you have advised people and the report is with them and they've already paid you, then it is their report. You cannot then turn it around and make it your report again. I think it's a murky area. That's why I say I would have been happy to deal with this thing if ever I came specifically for that one, because there are many sides to this thing. But the bottom line, what we learn from the KPMG thing is that when companies are appointed to do work for their clients, they've got to accept then that once they've done it and they've given it to their clients, it becomes their client's thing. But on the moral part of this thing, with regards to why KPMG is saying this thing, then we've got to look at that from another angle. So I am not taking positions on this. I want, if we're discussing KPMG, I want us to look at it from a legal perspective without me pronouncing on whether SARS is right or wrong. But some of the things, many of the things which are said to have been done at SARS, I definitely do not agree with them. But I cannot, two wrongs don't make right. So I cannot then say KPMG is acting within their legal right to deal with issues on a report that they have already been paid for.
Okay, thank you very much for those views. That's Economist Professor Bonke Dumisa. Not optimistic that we will see a rates cut come Thursday from the Monetary Policy Committee of the Reserve Bank, and also just reserving his further insights about the SARS KPMG debacle.